Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and we have our 10-year anniversary coming up this year. But I've also had a couple customers order anniversary gifts for themselves. So this wallet here is for a person that checks out these videos quite frequently. This is for Jim, and this is a Capone money clip with whiskey shell Cordovan and color 8 shell Cordovan. He's got a gold clip on here and a reverse interior. They're gonna have this one monogrammed with some special anniversary info on the outside, but I wanted to show it to you before it got a little too personal, maybe to show on video. And then Jim's wife's matching Capone here, our supposed complimentary Capone, is ultraviolet shell Cordovan, which is a really nice purple shade. Really like these random dye marks. So this is a special set of Capone money clips. I can't wait for you guys to have these, and happy anniversary. And let's take a look at some more stuff that we are shipping out today. And I've got a lot of things, so we'll move a little quickly. This is our brand new Key Buddy, our belt clip keychain. This one is in the color 8 Chrome Excel. And I wanted to show you the difference between the color 8 Chrome Excel and the color 8 shell Cordovan that you can see on the right. The first thing that's probably most noticeable is the difference in luster. Take a look at how bright and shiny this piece of color 8 shell Cordovan is. It's very much a mirror-like finish. And the Chrome Excel has a nice subtle sheen to it, but it is nowhere near as bright and shiny as the shell Cordovan. And here's a natural shell Cordovan keychain belt clip. And I'm really excited for somebody to wear this one because the natural shell Cordovan develops an incredible patina. And we have a few of our special small batch wallets that we're shipping out today. I think there's a couple of each of these left. It's a Bugs Moran and a Tony the Ant, both with whiskey shell Cordovan on the exterior and a reverse interior. And I really like reverse interiors for wallets. And the whiskey shell Cordovan is totally beautiful. It's a really rare color. It's kind of tough to get from Horween. I feel like they have a little bit of a hard time matching this color on a consistent basis. And here's that small batch Tony the Ant. We got the whiskey shell Cordovan on the outside. It's a little darker, a little bit more yellow and golden when compared to the natural shell. And here's that reverse interior. And here are some of the key cases and key accessories that we're shipping out. And this is a vault key holder in the classic color number 8 shell Cordovan. The vault key holder has these two screw posts, one on the left and one on the right. These will hold about 3 keys on each side, depending on how large or how thick your keys are. You might even be able to fit 4 keys onto each post. Here's a little bit more of a minimalist key holder. This is our Lexington key case in the intense blue shell Cordovan. This one just has the one post on the top. And we have a few key fobs that are sending out. This first one is a really nice piece of garnet shell Cordovan. And the garnet shell is the most red shell color that Horween makes. It's a really nice red, and it sort of ranges to a brown at certain angles. Here's a key fob in the color 8 reverse shell Cordovan, and this one has a nice little ink stamp on the back. A lot of people like the reverse shell to see a little bit more random variation in the dye marks in the shell Cordovan. And here's the non-reverse version of that, the classic color 8 shell Cordovan. And I've got a Valet tray here full of good stuff. This first one is a 2-piece watch strap in the black shell Cordovan. This is actually a short length watch strap, and we do make different lengths and different lug widths of watch straps and a bunch of different leathers too. So we have quite a few different options on the watch straps, just like this one here. So this is the regular length. This piece is 120 millimeters long with a 20 millimeter lug width. And this piece, the buckle side, is 80 millimeters long. And this again is in the classic color 8 shell Cordovan. We've got a bunch of the front pocket minimalist wallets in this Valet tray below here. This is a Frank the Enforcer in natural shell Cordovan. We have the 2 card slots in the front, 1 in the back, and then this larger slot in the center that will fit US dollars folded in half. And here is a 2-shot card case where we only have 2 compartments on it. So the front, we have 1 card slot, and then there's that larger middle section as well. You can fit more cards. And here's the more minimalist versions here. These are the 1-shot card cases, and this piece is in a really interesting piece of color 8 marble shell Cordovan. It looks a little tan on this side, but the back side has a little bit more of those color 8 contrasts to it. And the 1-shot card cases are really nice for a more minimalist front pocket sort of carry. I like to put about 6 cards in each of these. And this piece here is something that I call a raw Latigo. It's a really light tan shade, and it has a really interesting feel. It's a little bit more waxy, but not in a tacky way. It's sort of like a silky feel. I've never actually worn one of these, but I'd be interested to see how this one wears in. Here's another interesting piece on our 1-shot card case. This is pit tanned Chrome Excel, and the pit tanned Chrome Excel is a little bit different than the standard Chrome Excel. Obviously pit tanned meaning that it's tanned in a pit. And it's tanned with a bunch of tree barks. And because it's tanned in a pit, it's a little bit more dense. You get a little bit more veg character in this particular piece. And here's another color 8 piece, but this is a color 8 shell Cordovan valet tray. And all of our valet trays that we do in shell, we're calling irregulars because they're such a large piece of shell Cordovan that it would be just ridiculously expensive for me to cut like a perfect piece of shell into something like a valet tray. And something like this, we'll cut this little imperfection onto the bottom where you probably won't ever see it. We also try to cut an ink stamp whenever we can onto the valet trays. And here's a Horween leather belt. Our belts have been pretty popular recently, and this color here is the natural chrome excel. So a lot of people are trying to match their belts to their shoes. We tend to see a lot of people using the natural chrome excel because I think there's a lot of natural chrome excel footwear. In fact, the natural chrome excel happens to be the most popular color of chrome excel that Horween makes right now. And let's take a look at some more wallets that we're shipping out today. Here's another piece of natural shell Cordovan. Really interesting piece here. Really great character and figuring on the outside with the natural shell on the inside. Check out that piece on the right. And this would be a good comparison to do. This is also the natural color, but on the leather chrome excel. You can see the difference in color between these two pieces here. Look at the natural shell on my left hand and the natural chrome excel on my right. It's a little bit more earth tone on the chrome excel. I think just the waxes and oils are a little bit more visible in the chrome excel leather. It's a little darker and more brown. And I have a couple more Bugs Morans to show you. This first one here is in the black Dublin leather. And I find the black Dublin to be very interesting. In fact, for me, it's one of the only black leathers that I found that has any amount of character to it. So if you look at the back here, you see this bit of figuring in the grain. All this little bits of texture I find very interesting. You don't normally see that on most black leathers. Most black leathers are really heavily finished and almost painted on. Here's another classic color 8 shell Cordovan piece. Really nice shade of dark brown burgundy on this guy. I'm going to do a better job to try to show you the range of color here. So at that angle, it's definitely a little bit more of a dark brown. And as you angle it, some more of those red tones start to appear. It appears a little bit more red and burgundy. And here is a Tony the Ant in English Tan Dublin. This is our most popular leather right now. The English Tan Dublin. It's a really nice orangey tan shade, and this particular one here is about as light as I've ever seen the English Tan. This one's a little bit more yellow, which is also really nice, but they do tend to range. Sometimes they're a little bit more yellow, sometimes they're a little bit more orange, sometimes it's a little bit more red, and that's because the English Tan Dublin leather is an aniline finish. And what I mean by that is they're not applying any solid finishes to this leather. No paints. All they're using are stains, and because it's a waxy finish on the surface, you get a little bit more variation from the wax. Here's another really cool piece of natural chrome excel. This one's on our Fat Herbie, and when I pulled this one out earlier, this one really stuck out to me as just a remarkable piece of chrome excel. It just has such a rich, waxy, and oily feel. And you can kind of see, you might even be able to see how nice it feels just from looking at it. It's just really full of oils. Let me give you a look at the inside. We got more natural chrome excel here. This is a standard item for us, and I just love the Fat Herbie. And here's another Fat Herbie in that classic color 8 shell Cordovan. A lot of color 8 today, which is great to see. And this color is a classic for a reason. It's a really subtle burgundy. Not everybody wants like a bright eggplant color. You probably want a little bit more of an interesting brown, and I think that's why the color 8 is so popular. And then the shell Cordovan just in general, perfectly flat and smooth. This is a really nice piece of shell, super smooth and shiny. So man, a lot of great stuff. So many great items going out today. But I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning with these anniversary wallets. This particular one here with the whiskey and color 8 shell on the outside and this hand glazed reverse interior. I think this is a really beautiful piece. And I forgot to mention, we also stained the edges to match the color 8 shell on the outside here. So thanks for checking out the video today. Can't wait for you to have this anniversary wallet, Jim. And everybody else, hope you have a great day and take care.